Nathan Shafer, Shafer Heating and Cooling. Nathan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, Jim. How are you?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much for joining me here on the program. You are our HVAC expert today on the Checker Pro radio show. And everybody, you got to stay tuned. This is awesome. We're going to be talking about questions that come in to the radio program. And here is one that's come in, Nathan. Why is my furnace blowing cold air? This has happened to me before where I hear it, I feel it, but it's not blowing warm or hot air. What could be going on?
Yeah, that's another great question. Could be several things leading to that. I think with anything, we always want to keep it as simple as possible and start with the most probably common things. And that would be things like, and things that you could do yourself and check first off, but are often forgotten is, hey, when was the last time I changed the air filter? What type of filter am I using? And has it been changed? Is that clean? And so we hit right now, and especially in peak seasons, whether it be summer or winter, but specifically right now in heating season, if we're not getting enough air back to that system, it's going to struggle. It's not going to keep up. And or it could cause it to, depending on the system, to trip out on a high limit of some sort, whether it be a heat pump system or the gas furnace or even electric for that matter. And when it starts doing that, starts staging off or staging back the source of heat, right? And so now you're going to start noticing what feels like cold air or cool air coming out, just room temperature air, because just the fan is running. And so airflow is one of the most important things when it comes to how well your system operates. And that's going to come down to things like clean air filters, clean heat exchangers, coils, blower wheels, just overall maintenance and cleanness of that system. Yeah, depending on the system, there's some other things that could tie into that also. A lot of safety switches, especially in today's systems. And so if things like drain lines on gas furnaces are not cleaned, or maybe they're tripping pressure switches, or maybe we have buildup around the flue pipes outside, even things like mud dauber's nest or wasp nest getting in, trip out a pressure switch and cause it to cycle off. So there's a lot of things that could be causing that type of scenario. But I think the initial things are just general maintenance. If I clean the filter, things outside of that, hey, if it's a gas furnace, is my gas levels okay? If I check my tank reaching, like it's LP. Otherwise, things above and beyond that probably need to get a technician in the home and run through a full diagnostics and performance test to see what may be causing that.
Sure. And by the way, everybody, all of Nathan's information from Schaefer is located in the description of this podcast. So you can click on it at any time. What's really important to understand is if you do have a gas furnace, there are some dangers, and I don't want to freak people out, but it seems like at least a couple times a month when we watch the news, we see a house that's blown up. It seems to be something that's happening now. So that could be from a gas leak, and that's pretty serious.
Mhm.
And you need to be careful. Then there's always the carbon monoxide deal. So one you can kind of smell coming, where if you smell a lot of gas in your house, call the gas company. Don't call Nathan first. Call the gas company first. Get out, okay? But the other one's a silent or an odorless killer. And so it's really important you guys come out and maintain the system, right?
Yeah, 100%. Because there's a lot more to be checked than just cleanness, right? There is all the actual safety and performance things of that furnace. And so if things aren't dialed in correctly, if we don't have the correct amount of intake coming back, if we get um, wear and tear or cracks and things like the heat exchanger and or leaky exhaust pipes, et cetera, like there's so many different things where now you can get that silent killer, like you mentioned. It's extremely scary, right? To where, hey, we get carbon monoxide in that house and you may not realize it for a long time. Maybe it's just things like, man, you notice you're more lethargic and tired and sleepy or headaches, all these different things. And maybe it's just small amounts of CO in the home. So all those different types of things, a technician in their home, they're going to be able to check, and you want to check that regularly, every season to make sure that you're staying on top of that. You're keeping, yourself, your family, your home safe. Of course, along with the gas leaks and things like that as well, which we have tools and instruments that we can go through and test that and check that and prevent that from happening.
Nathan, so many people don't really understand how their HVAC system works in the wintertime. We'll talk specifically the heat of the furnace. They don't really understand it. They bought a home and they don't understand all the mechanicals. So they go to the thermostat and they set it for 72, 74 degrees and they expect the heat to come on. And often it does. but when it doesn't, you're probably not gonna know what's wrong with it. The heating systems today, even the thermostats, are very sophisticated. That's a kind word of saying complicated, okay? They're very sophisticated. Going back, you know, a couple generations, people were throwing wood or coal into a big iron machine, and it was simple, very dangerous at some points, but simple. So, have Nathan and his team from Shafer come on out to your home, and not only will they look at everything, tune everything up, they're gonna make sure it's safe as well. But on top of that, you can ask the technician questions so you understand more about your system, so you'll feel better.
Absolutely, 100%. It's better to be safe than sorry and be prepared. You don't wanna be in one of those stories, right? Like you said, it is not to scare, but hey, at the end of the day, it is a major safety concern. And we wanna be able to eliminate, all of that as much as possible. So, yeah, having those routine checks done regularly, consistent, and just letting us take care of that for you. We'll put it on our schedule, so we'll remember, we'll reach them, so that they don't have to worry about trying to remember to do that. So, we'll take all that risk off of our clients' shoulders and put that back on ours.
Yeah. Fantastic advice. Nathan, as always, thank you so much for joining me today here on the Check a Pro Radio Show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.